Hey there, have you ever stopped mid-diaper change or while chasing your toddler around the living room and thought, is this really how parenting's supposed to feel in 2025? I mean, it's a new year, the world's zooming ahead, self-driving cars are practically normal now, and yet, here we are, still stressing over the same old stuff our parents did. It's wild to think about, right? What if this year could be different, not just for our kids, but for us too? I've been asking myself that a lot lately, and I'm guessing you might be too. So, let's talk about it. What should parenting look like in 2025? Today, I want to sit down with you, like we're swapping stories over a hot cup of coffee, and dig into 5 big shifts I think could shake up how we raise our little ones this year. These aren't pie-in-the-sky ideas, they're practical, doable changes based on what I've seen work with my own kids and from chatting with parents all over the US. We're talking about ditching outdated habits, leaning into what 2025 has to offer, and making this parenting gig feel less like survival mode and more like a win for everyone. Ready to jump in? Let's go. First off, can we agree it's time to stop obsessing over perfection? I used to lose sleep over whether my son's veggies were organic enough or if my daughter's screen time was under the approved limit. Sound familiar? But here's the thing, 2025's showing us life's messier than ever, with hybrid school schedules and TikTok trends popping up daily. Chasing that perfect parent vibe? It's exhausting, and honestly, it's old news. This year, I'm letting go of the guilt and focusing on what's real, like laughing with my kids over a spilled bowl of cereal instead of stressing about the mess. Imagine if we all gave ourselves that break, what could we do with that extra energy? Maybe actually enjoy a Saturday morning cartoon marathon with them instead of hovering with a wipe. That leads me right into the next shift, and it's a big one for 2025. Tech isn't the enemy, it's our teammate. I used to freak out every time my son grabbed the tablet, picturing his brain turning to mush. But this year, I'm flipping the script. Think about it, kids in 2025 are growing up with AI assistants and virtual classrooms. Instead of fighting it, why not use it? I started letting my daughter play math games on an app. She's 6, and she's already adding faster than I can. We even set up a little tech time where she picks an educational video, and we watch together. It's not about handing them a screen and walking away, it's about guiding them through this digital world they're already part of. What if you tried that too, maybe a coding app for your kiddo or a virtual museum tour? It's 2025, let's make tech work for us. But here's a little heads up, this stuff takes some tweaking. I learned early on that just tossing out the old rulebook doesn't mean chaos, it means being intentional. Like, I can't let go of perfection if I'm secretly still judging myself against every Instagram mom out there. And tech's great, but if I'm not setting limits, my son's begging for just one more game at bedtime. So, as we ease into these shifts, it's about balance, keeping what matters and ditching what doesn't. Oh, and if you're vibing with this so far, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to keep exploring 2025 parenting with you. We've talked about dropping the perfection trap and teaming up with tech, but there's more to unpack. How do we make time feel less like the enemy? And what about teaching our kids to roll with all these changes? Stick with me, we're just getting warmed up. So, we've kicked things off with letting go of perfection and turning tech into our parenting sidekick. Pretty cool shifts for 2025, right? But let's keep the momentum going, because there are a couple more changes I think could really transform how we do this whole raising kids thing this year. These next ideas are all about leaning into what's happening around us and making parenting feel less like a sprint and more like a journey we're actually enjoying. Picture this, you're juggling work calls, school pickups, and a sink full of dishes, and you realize it's 7 p.m. and you haven't really seen your kid all day. That's where shift number 3 comes in, prioritizing presence over productivity. In 2025, everything's moving fast, Amazon delivers in hours, emails ping nonstop, but our kids? They still need us to slow down. I started this little habit where I put my phone in another room for 30 minutes after dinner. At first, I panicked, like, what if I miss something? But then my daughter climbed into my lap with a book, and we just sat there, reading and giggling. It wasn't a big production, just us. What if you tried that? Maybe a no-phone breakfast or a quick backyard scavenger hunt. It's not about doing more, it's about being there, especially when the world's pulling us a million ways. Then there's this other shift that's perfect for 2025, teaching resilience over rigidity. Life's throwing curveballs, think climate shifts, new tech, even wacky school schedules after the pandemic years. I used to drill routines into my kids like clockwork, bed at 8, no exceptions. But last month, a power outage killed our whole evening plan, and instead of freaking out, I grabbed some flashlights and we built a fort. My son said, "This is better than TV." It hit me, 2025 kids need to bend, not break. So now, when plans flop, like a rained-out park day, I ask them, what's our plan B? They're learning to roll with it, and I'm not sweating the small stuff. Maybe your kid could brainstorm a backup next time something goes sideways. It's a little tweak that builds big grit. But here's where it gets real. These shifts can trip us up if we're not careful. I learned the hard way that presence doesn't work if I'm half checked out, scrolling in my head even without the phone. And resilience? I once pushed my daughter too hard to adapt when she was just tired. She ended up in tears. So, it's about reading the room, knowing when to push and when to pause. 2025's all about flexibility, but for us too, not just them. If these ideas are sparking something for you, why not subscribe? I'm dropping more 2025 parenting gems like this, and I'd love to have you along. We've covered ditching perfection, embracing tech, being present, and building resilience, but there's one more shift, and a sneaky trap, that'll tie it all together. How do we raise kids who care in a world that's changing fast? And what happens if we cling to the past? Let's find out. We're almost there. Alright, we've been on a roll, haven't we? We've tossed out perfection, teamed up with tech, carved out real time with our kids, and taught them to bounce back, all big wins for parenting in 2025. But there's one last shift I want to throw out there, plus a trap I've seen too many of us fall into. Let's bring this home and make 2025 the year we nail this parenting thing, together. The fifth shift is all about raising kids who give back, not just get by. In 2025, our world's connected like never before. My son's already chatting with pen pals in Japan through his school's app. But with all this noise, I want my kids to look outward. Last week, we took $5 from their piggy banks and bought canned goods for a local food drive. My daughter said, "It feels good to help," and I thought, yes, that's it. It's not about grand gestures. Maybe it's donating old toys or picking up trash at the park. In a year where AI is doing our homework and drones are dropping packages, teaching empathy keeps them grounded. What if you tried something small like that? It's a 2025 way to show them the world's bigger than their bubble. But here's the trap to dodge. Don't cling to how it's always been. I used to think my mom's strict no TV till chores rule was the gold standard, but 2025's different. My son's teacher uses video games to teach history now. I caught myself resisting, thinking, that's not real learning, until I saw him ace a quiz on the American Revolution. If we stick to old school parenting just because it's familiar, we miss what's working now. So, I'm letting go, trying new stuff like virtual story time or chore apps. It's not betrayal, it's evolution. What's one old habit you could rethink this year? It might just free you up. So how do we pull this off? Keep it simple and celebrate the wins. When your kid adapts to a glitchy day or shares with a friend, cheer them on. You're rocking 2025. My daughter still talks about our flashlight fort, and my son loves showing me his app chats. These shifts, letting go, using tech, being present, building grit, and giving back, add up to kids who thrive in this wild new world. And when we ditch the guilt and old rules, we get to enjoy it too. I'd love to hear your take. What's changing for you in 2025? Any old habits you're ready to drop? Share in the comments. I read everyone and love swapping stories. And if this got you thinking, hit subscribe. I'm sharing more ways to ace parenting this year, and I'd love you with me. You're doing awesome, and with a few tweaks, 2025's going to be your family's best year yet. Let's make it happen.